Hello scholars, welcome back to our online classes of GK. Today we are going to start our unit 2. Scholars, today we will start our second unit, that is Flora and Fauna. Before starting this chapter, we should know what is flora and fauna. Flora is all the plant life present in a particular region or time, generally the naturally occurring native plants, and the corresponding term for animal life is fauna. In simple words, the flora relates to all plant life and fauna represents all animal life. Scholars, now we will start 9 on page number 9, that is reptiles and mammals. What are mammals? Mammals are animals which give birth to babies and feed them their milk. And reptiles? Do you know what is a reptile? Animal that or moves on its belly on small short legs. They usually lay eggs that give birth to the baby reptile. So in this exercise, what we have to do, we have to write these pictures, write R if it is a reptile and write if it's a. So scholars, I want you all to do this exercise yourself, as here you just have to find out whether these animals are reptile or mammal. So do it yourself. Like I'll tell you one example, like our first one is crocodile. So crocodile is a mammal or a reptile? Yes, you're right. Crocodile is a reptile because we have seen crocodile crawling on the ground and crocodile lay eggs also. So here in the given box we will write R because crocodile is a reptile. In the same way, our second question is tiger. Yes, tiger is a mammal because tiger gives birth to their babies. So here in the box given we will write M for tiger because tiger is a mammal. So in the same way, I want you all to do this exercise yourself, and the answer of this exercise is given in the PDF in the link below. So after doing that, you can check your answers. Okay, so now we'll move to our next exercise. So now we have reached to our exercise number 10, that is animal world. So we have to look at these pictures, read the clues given down and name the animals. So let's start this exercise. Our question number 1 is, this animal is a mammal but it lay eggs. You will find it in Australia. Can you recognize it? No, it is platypus. The platypus is a duck-billed, weaver-tailed, otter-footed, egg-laying aquatic creature native to Australia. Is found only in Australia. Is one of the 5 mammal species of that lay eggs instead of giving birth to young ones. Now we'll move to our question number 2. This animal, when faced with a predator, sprays a foul-smelling liquid on the predator's face. Can you recognize this animal? You must have seen this animal in a famous story, Jungle Book. No, it is skunk. A skunk's spray is an oily liquid produced by glands under its large tail. To employ this scent bomb, a skunk turns around and blasts its fowl with a foul mist that can travel as far as 10 feet. So this is a really very interesting quality of skunk. Now we'll move to our question number 3. Which is the largest lizard in the world and is found only in Indonesia? The answer is Komodo dragon. Komodo dragon is the largest lizard. They reaches to an average length of 8 feet and may weigh up to 300 pounds. Now we'll move to our question number 4. This is a fish which can breathe air and live on land for extended period of time. It is mud skipper, a fish with eyes on raised bumps on the top of the head, found in mangrove swamps from East Africa to Australia. They are amphibian fish. So you will write here mud skipper. Now we'll move to our question number 5. This intelligent animal is also known as the man of forest and is found in the forest of Indonesia. It is orangutan. These great apes share 96.4% of our genes and are highly intelligent creatures. The name orangutan means man of the forest in the Malay language. So write here orangutan. Now we'll move to our question number 6. This scaly animal loves to eat termites, ants and rodents. Yes, it looks quite like a rat, but it is not a rat, it is armadillo. It is a small mammal with a shell of armored plates that protect them from predators. With their long sticky tongue, armadillos catch ants, beetles, termites and insects after digging them out of the ground. So we will write here armadillo. So now we have completed our exercise number 10. Now we will do our exercise number 11. So here is our exercise number 11, that is beaks and claws of birds. The structure of a bird's beak determines the type of food it is able to eat, and the structure of its feet or claws determines its function like grasping, scratching, etc. So here we have been given with the description of the beak and claws of a bird. We have to answer according to that description. So let's see the question. So here is our question number 1. I am a kingfisher. I have a long and pointed beak that helps me to catch fish. My beak is shaped like a, the options are spear or strainer. The shape of kingfisher beak is like a spear. You know what is a spear? A weapon with pointed tip, typically of steel, and a long shaft used for thrusting or throwing. So a kingfisher beak is also like that only. So here we will write a spear. Now we'll move to our question number 2. I am a parrot. I have a strong curved beak that helps me to eat hard and unripe fruits like mango and guava. The shape of my beak is like a, the options are tweezer or crusher. Our answer is crusher because they use it for climbing as well as crushing. Now we'll move to our question number 3. I am a duck. I have a broad and flat beak with tiny holes called shovels in the sides. It helps me to dig mud near the ponds to pick up worms, insects which I eat for food. My beak is shaped like a, the options are strainer or probe. So our answer is strainer. The duck use their beaks to filter insects and algae out of the water and into their mouths. Now we'll see our question number 4. I am a woodpecker. I have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 toes pointing downwards, which help me to cling to the bark of trees. The structure of my claws is ideal for, The options are climbing or scratching. So our answer is climbing. Now we'll move to our last question of this exercise, that is question number 5. I am a crow. I have 4 toes, 3 in front and 1 at the back. My toes help me to hold the branch of a tree very firmly. The structure of my claws is meant for. The options are flying or perching. So our answer is perching. Claws on feet are used for grasping the prey, for perching, for scratching the ground or fighting. So like this we have completed our exercise number 11. Now we'll move to our exercise number 12. So here is our exercise number 12, that is animal adaptations. Animals develop special features and abilities to live and survive in their particular habitat, that is natural place of living. This is called adaptation. So here on this page, some animals, their habitats and the adaptation they have developed are given in 3 different columns. We have to match them correctly by drawing lines. So I want you to do this exercise yourself. Let me tell you how you will do this. As you can see here, there are 3 columns. In the first column, the animals are given. In the second column, their habitat, in which surrounding or environment they live. And in third column, adaptations that is required to live in that environment is given. So what we have to do here, just see with first example. Our question number 1 is polar bear. So polar bear lives in what kind of habitat? Just find out from the middle row. It is given in point number 5, that is very cold Arctic region. So what we will do? We will match the first with the fifth. Now what type of adaptation the polar bear needs to live in very cold Arctic region? It is given in point number B, that is thick fur and thick layer of fat under the fur called blubber. So we'll match number 5th with B. Okay, so like this you have to do for all these 4 animals. Try to do it yourself. It is very simple, and after doing this you can check your answer from the PDF given in the link below. So like this we have completed our exercise number 12. Now rest of the exercise we'll do in our next video. So scholars, with this we come to end of this video. Goodbye scholars.